We are extremely excited to see this thing, the birth of which was a few years ago, sitting around at a Viper Regatta. Look at this boat, the VX1 design number 5 already. And here it is on the boat show floor at Strictly Sail. Brian Bennett, designer, builder. How are you, brother?
Good, man. Good to see you.
It's great to see you again. I know you've been working your fingers to the bone getting these things out, but they really came together. I'm not going to go through this boat and show everyone what it's all about because, frankly, we've talked about it, we've rehashed it. But it is a lead-assisted dinghy, really, is I think what we're going with. It's too light to be a sport boat now, and the keel. Look at this keel right here, 160 pounds. I just picked it up myself. And you can sail it without the bulb and go out and I've watched you guys just go sail like a dinghy.
Exactly.
Tell me, is it everything you expected when you thought of this design, and what's the early indications from your customers?
Oh, it's been just a brilliant start, Alan. I mean, it's everything we could have ever hoped it to be. The production's gone well. It's been the typical startup. Work your your fingers to the bone and get the job done. The first buyers are just elated. They're just already out there having a blast. We've got a fantastic group of agents now to represent us around the country, and orders coming from Europe and Australia. And
you got a box going to Australia, right? Don't you?
Got a box going to Australia in the next 2 months. So it's a very Antipodean kind of boat, but I think too it's a boat that really covers all generations. It's a boat that an actual sailor can enjoy, and a Vanguard 15 or a Sabot sailor can enjoy. So it embraces a wide range of skill sets and a very easy to sail package. And you can sail it in 4 knots of breeze at 6 knots downwind, or you can sail it in 25, 30 knots. Until you're blown away. So it's worked out to be a very tight, high performance package that we're delighted with it.
And again, folks, check out vx1design.com or BennettYachting.com. But the boat has these solutions that we see them on certain boats, but you seem to have really pulled everything together. The single line halyard and pole launch from the 49er. The self-tacking jib. This huge throat for the spinnaker snuffer. Obviously, the multiple configuration idea. But we talked early on that you weren't going down the conventional small boat building route because you are not happy with quote unquote one design boats that aren't all really one design. And frankly, there aren't a lot of boat builders using techniques that design a true uniformity, right? You went with some different ideas, limited production tooling cut for you on 5-axis machines, using aluminum for aluminium for the dagger and the rudder. Are you happy with these decisions? Was it worth the extra hassle? And what are you going to do going forward now that you've already sold 30 plus boats?
I think it's there are pros and cons to a lot of the things we've done. Working through the engineering has been probably the laborious phase of the project, making sure that the keel foil wasn't initially what we thought it would be. For example, we had to go and re-engineer the whole keel foil. Just things that you figure out and come to terms with when you're building something that you want to sell hundreds or perhaps 1,000 of over the next 5 years. So a lot of the effort and the thought patterns in getting to a point where we know we can produce identical boats, boat after boat, same quality, same function and features and repeatability, and in a startup phase, getting your head around those things, it's a little new to me. I mean, we've done some production work before, but nothing of this scale. So, we're growing a whole concept from the ground up. But we're very serious about what we're doing. We believe this is a boat that has a capacity to change sailing. Very talented group of owners already that have come on board. And
where are they mostly coming from? Other classes, big boats, dinghies, what?
I'd say most of our buyers are small boat sailors. Inherently there's some people coming from bigger classes down, but mostly sport boat, Thistle, Lightning, Flying Scot, which is encouraging for us because that's the market that we're trying to reach. Getting the kids back into the game. I mean, it's so many youngsters don't see the future in sailing a boat that doesn't excite them. And this is something that can bring new blood to the sport and really engage a lot of the younger kids. And those that are going off to college, they don't get left with the concept of how exciting sailing is. And I think the VX really can leave them with this memory of how much fun it can actually be. So, it's a great boat. It's affordable. It's a boat that almost anybody can own. I mean,
if someone wants to test sail, where can they find? Where can they hook up with a buyer? Where are the boats already?
Yeah, we have two good agents that are working now in the south. Rod Favela Sailing. He's based in Texas. So Texas, he has Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma. We have Donnie Brennan, Diversified Marine, and Donnie is an Olympic boatwright, very highly thought of boat repair and speed shop guy, a super guy, and very laid back. Donnie's got his boat now and is taking people sailing.
Donnie, but if Donnie's got one, that's a demanding guy. That's a guy who fixes starboats.
Exactly, and we took Donnie sailing about 6 weeks, 2 months ago, and we couldn't get him out of the boat. He was really kind of gobsmacked with the boat's ease of performance. Get in and trim and go. I mean, it was just that easy for him. And he came off the boat with a grin ear to ear, just really excited. We can't hold the guy back. He's already sold a couple of boats in the week and a half he's had a boat available. So, very, very in the early days here. I mean, obviously it's the middle of winter, so in about a month's time we've got a one-day demo in advance of Mardi Gras Race Week. So we'll be there for people that want to come by and go sailing, and we'd welcome people to do that.
So Mardi Gras in New Orleans is going to be your first one design regatta ever. How many boats do we have on the line?
We expect about 8 boats, I would say. I mean, the early days we'll have about 10 boats built, but a couple of them won't be able to be there, and we've got a couple of boats to send to Australia fairly early.
Right.
So we're making the VX is designed to be an international class. Again, we've talked about this before. The fact that you can get 8 boats in a 40-foot container in this very strict format means that we can, generally deliver multiple boats. And again, the whole concept of get your buddies together, put 8 boats in a box, send them to Germany for the Worlds or Australia for the Worlds. That's very important.
It ends up being cheaper than driving a single boat on a trailer across the country.
It's exactly right. It's exactly right. And those days have gone a little bit. The accessibility to go racing has gotten out of whack, I think.
You're right. And that's what we're seeing the numbers respond in that way. And anything you can do to help move boats easily is going to be a help to the bottom line and to the size of the class, right?
That's absolutely right. And I mean, we have a business that is important to get off the ground, and because we believe this is an avenue that sailors are going to take, we've got our full weight behind it, and we're doing everything we can do to make sure the sailors are satisfied and the quality is A1. It's important to us that all our owners are well supported, and we will go to the end of the world to make sure that happens. So.
Well, the boat looks gorgeous, honestly. One of them, check the boat out. You'll see, folks who've looked at some of the other sport boats out there, you'll see some differences in the way this one's put together. Very impressive work. Check them out, VX1 Design, and we'll be reporting hopefully from Mardi Gras Race Week in March. So thanks again. Good to see you, brother.
Thanks.